Alright, recording. So this is in the correct setup according to the book. So we have memory in slot A2 and in B2, and in accordance with the book. Right, that's what they're matching to. Right, now we're going to turn the system on. There. Alright, so now it says detect memory 1, detect memory, and let's see. Detect memory. Upper. In the corner. Is the word is 55. Let's move that back down. Alright. 55 detect memory. Alright. Now we shut it off. Now we pull out this stick. And now we power back on, and we go again. Okay, now it's saying CPU code, and it goes memory code, OD, and it's matching 34. It matches in the Q code above memory. Use memory code. Just for the memory codes. It goes to CPU codes. Okay. And it goes to VGA. And it goes to HDD. And voila, I have setup screen. Although it says post error, fine. Because that GPT header corruption has been detected. Please check SATA mode settings in BIOS. Okay. For recovery of GPT header. But it's posting. That goes up. Okay. Now, that's in the correct memory module. If I pop this one in, both of them seated correctly. Power on. ESET. memory detect, and now it will roll through memory to CPU, back to memory. So it rolls through the post. But it doesn't get to VGA or hard drive. And it will soon stop. There goes to CPU codes. Now back to memory code. Then it winds up on memory detect, and it will freeze at 55. And this is where it will stay. Let's let it stay for a little bit longer so you can see that, right? Right. At this point, there is a monitor plugged into the VGA on the motherboard. There is a mouse and a keyboard all plugged in. The GeForce RTX card works with another machine, so I know that it's not a problem or causing the problem. The memory is the only thing causing the problem. And it will boot, and I'll get past this with just one stick. But if I put in more than 32 gigabytes, it fails. Okay. Alright. Now, if you want to see this with the other stick in here, we'll switch sticks. And fire up. And now this stick will prove to be good too, because I will get to the setup screen. Note too that the fans are getting quiet because it's moving to VHD, HDD, and it's getting the readings, you know, that everything is just cool and calm. And so now the fans have slowed down. Now there's a post error, but that's because I have a GPT header problem. That's in my hard drive, which it does identify, by the way. It identifies the PNY to 2 terabyte SSD. And then the M23, the CT, which is the other 2 terabyte. Okay. And it's got the SATAs, the 2 SATAs. I have 4. I'm missing a Pro 500 gigabyte. All right. And I can run setup, which I'm not going to do, because that's not the problem. The problem is in the motherboard memory, right? And once I get that fixed, then I'll move into setup and I'll continue to move. Now, do you want to see this in A1 other than A2? It will fire up. We'll get to the post screen. So then, it doesn't matter which one I use, so the sticks are good. There's a VGA, there's HDD, and IMT setup. All right. Now if I go into the other channel with 64 gig, I'll get the error again. All right. Which you said not to use, but we're doing it anyway, just to show you that we get the same kind of error. Here we go. You can bounce back to the CPU. But from the CPU, it shouldn't bounce to memory. It should go to VGA, which it never does. It sits there on memory code. Until it hits detect memory and frozen at 55. Doesn't matter the channel. Doesn't matter the stick. It will still, one stick in either A1 or A2 will boot the board. Back to CPU, back to memory. So now the CPU is still totally checked out. It comes out with 0, 0. So now it's bouncing back to memory to try to get it to go. Then it can't, so it ceases. There it is, detect memory, 55. It will now freeze. Okay, it will now freeze. That's in 2 channels. We can now single in A and B1. Just for grins. Just for grins. Alright, definitely tells me that that's the channel that's bad. B1. Okay, so that's the one you need to check. Alright, let's go back. Same memory module, so you don't think it's the module that's broken. And we'll put it back into A2. So B2, the B2 channel is gone. And I think the whole second channel is gone. Alright, this is A2. It's the one that's recommended. There we go. This is the module that you will say have failed because it went right to detect memory of 55, but that's in when it's in that slot. When it's in A2, doesn't matter which module I'm using, I will go to the boot screen. Alright? So, right, so CPU, memory, it found it, now it's bounced. Okay, so now I've got the setup screen. This is what I'm looking for. I understand the post error. I can fix that later. But you can see it's memory, it's in this LUN, it's in B2, it's here, it's in this channel. Alright? I need this motherboard to burn 128. I have the other memory modules. It doesn't matter which ones I use, I get the same result. Right? That's why I'm showing you this. May I suggest when you do this, when you do the remediation on this board, that you check the second channel, right? The B channel. Thank you. Have a good day.